This kit right here and this body is something that needed to happen a long time ago. I have been sitting on this body for probably 4 to 6 months now with nothing here to put it on. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this chassis for that body. Just that 240 body, I picked it up just on a whim one day. I walked into the hobby shop and lo and behold, there it sat on the wall, and it spoke to me like, take me home. Well, I start doing the research and I find out that the body is like 257 millimeters as far as wheelbase. So I've been hunting a chassis. That Celica up there, it's been up there for a while, and I was just in there the other day and started looking at it, and we got to talking about it, and I said, well, it's a little bit short, and he reminded me that you can take the rear arms, the rear lower arms, and flip them, and that will make up for the wheelbase being short and push it out there where it needs to be. And I was like, I should have thought about that. So later last night, I'm talking to my buddy, the Bulldog 321. I'm telling him what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about doing. Not that it's something original by any means. I know it's probably been done by a million people, but I don't have one. And so I've always liked those little Z cars, 240, 260, 280s. I've always liked them. They just have a really cool look. And man, when they're done up, they are hot. Tell him, I'm like, dude, this is what I'm thinking about doing, And then he fires back with these pictures. Really? Then I see that it's got the VTA wheels, HPI VTA wheels on that car, which is what I was thinking about putting on this one. Just for nostalgia's sake. Those wheels actually make that car look like it's a 70 whatever, 74, 75, whatever those. It looks the part. Dude, you knocked it over the fence with that thing. That car is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, and it makes me sick. So now, I am caught between a rock and a hard place. Definitely want to build the car. In lieu of running those wheels and trying to copy anybody, I want to build this car with a little bit of flavor, like kind of like a resto mod kind of thing. So it's going to have updated wheels and staggered, put my own spin on it. And that thing should come out and look phenomenal. Something that I'd actually be able to put over there beside of yours and actually look like it needs to be there with it. Because I'm telling you, you built a hell of a car. This thing is gorgeous, man. Again, worried about the weather. I can't do any kind of painting right now, but we can get this car mocked up, get it set on the right wheels and tires that we want to put on it, and get it this close and hope for a really warm day coming up to where we can finish this thing. So let's get started, y'all. Quick little tip for you guys, especially if you've not ever built a kit. Here you go. You open the box, you come out with this here. A million different bags with a ton of screws in them. For the most part, they're all marked. Obviously, C, bag B. This should be bag A. Then you got body clips. You got steering components. That you can do whatever you want to with these. You can put them back in your box or whatever. But when it comes down to the screws and stuff like the bearings or bushings, whatever you use, I'm not going to use these. I have actual bearing kit for this thing. Thanks again, Mr. Otto. I'll show you what I use in order to keep everything straight. I have seen a lot of guys build these things and they just open the bags and there's screws everywhere. Gets a little confusing. This is going to seem crazy, but this is this works really well for me. I use a muffin pan. No, honey, this did not come out of the house. This was bought in town. So I've had this thing for a long time. And so what you can do is, if you've got one or you pick one up, is see guys take little pieces of tape, put, like this one would be bag A, bag B, bag C, on down the line. So I always just take my Sharpie, just mark A, B, C, dump the stuff in there. Then when I need something, it calls for anything out of bag A, I know right where it's at. Same thing with bearings. I put the bearings in here for whatever size bearing in one. Different, you get the gist of it. But this is a awesome way to keep everything in one place, definitely in one place, but keep everything separated and super easy to find. Just figure I'd throw that in there. So if this is the first time you've ever built one of these kits, as you notice on these Tamiyas, most of the hardware in this is going to be Phillips head screws. Do yourself a favor and go out and buy yourself some kind of a drill driver. Doesn't have to be a big drill, it can be just a regular old, electric screwdriver or whatnot. Your wrist and your hands will thank you. All right, so the chassis is about halfway complete. We got the upper front arms on it, the upper rear arms are on it, and then we have the drive shaft itself with the differentials in both the front and the rear. All right, so now we're about an hour deep in it, and as you can see, this chassis is almost complete. Almost complete. The motor is in. Both the front suspension and the rear suspension, beside the shocks, I'm getting ready to build the shocks to put on, is in place. The drive shaft, everything seems to be working like it needs to. All the bearings are in place. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far. Been super, super easy. All you have to do is just take your time. Follow the instruction book. Take your time. Take breaks if you need to. I've taken a break or two, and you'll have this thing together in no time flat. Now is the perfect time for me to test fit this body and make sure that my wheelbase is correct by flipping those back arms. From your vantage point, I'll move the camera in just a second. This is absolutely going to work out perfectly, and all I did was the bottom arms on the rear is just flipped them 180 degrees and put them right back together. There you go. As you can see, just about perfect. Good there. Good there. Now it's getting so close you can just about taste it. The body posts are on. The shocks are in place. Now, mind you, these shocks are friction shocks. I will be putting a different set of shocks on it. I just do not have them right now. All of the steering linkages are there. Again, I did not get a steering servo, so I will be picking one of those up sometime this week. The battery strap posts are in the front and the rear, back here in the back. Shocks are mounted. The only thing I did on these, and I put a spacer in these on the rear and did not put a spacer on the ones in the front. I like a car that's got a little bit of a rake to it, not all jacked up and whatnot, but just a little bit of a rake. Then we have the motor cover with the scoop, actually air scoop there, keep that motor cool. If you don't overpower it, you're never going to kill these motors. But anyway, so I'll be mounting an ESC, the kit supplied ESC, the receiver, and the servo later, probably in the second video. Next, we're going to go ahead and put the drive hexes on it and a set of tires and try to button this thing up as far as getting it into roll order this evening. So hang on. You take your time, you follow your directions in your book to a T, in no time flat. That is the finished product. Now, mind you, that is the Celica GT4 body that came with the kit. We're not going to be using it. I just wanted to put it on there as a reference to show you guys that it doesn't take long to get these things together. Kits are so fun to build. If you've never built one, I urge you to find one that you like and pull the trigger. It is so fulfilling, and it's so much better to me than the ready-to-run rigs or ready-to-run cars or trucks by leaps and bounds. That's it right there. That's exactly what I wanted to get accomplished this evening, was to get this car into roller so I could start mocking up the 240Z body on this thing. Keep in mind that these wheels are not what I'm going to be running on it. This is just to get it in the roller to help me size everything up as far as that body goes. So that's it. We got the car in the roller. In the next vid, we'll start fitting that body and getting everything in place. Wheels, tires, whole shebang. But I am kind of give out as of right now. Special thank you to the Bulldog 321. If it weren't for that damn car, I'd have never started building this one. And thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you consider doing so. And also, if you do, hit the notification bell. You'll be informed every time I put a video up. I try to put up at least 2, maybe 3 per week. So at any given time, I don't do the whole, let's do it on Tuesday or whatever. Anyway, thanks again for watching. You guys take good care. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you soon.